Hi everybody, it has been a minute, a hot minute, but I'm back. Baby and I are currently 29 weeks pregnant, so into our third trimester. And I am starting to feel a little bit better, but I thought that I would do my 2-week wait symptoms and kind of combine it with my pregnancy test line progression video. So yeah, let's get started. So I was using the Ovia app. It was the yellow app before we conceived, just to track my monthly cycles. And I loved the app. So basically we'll just jump right into it. The cycle that we conceived on started on November 8th of 2023. And we were in Mexico during this time on vacation, or I guess during my ovulation period, so a few weeks later. And I would typically ovulate like cycle days 14, 15, or 16, I believe. And then this month, or this cycle, I got a positive OPK on cycle day 14. So on the day of my positive OPK, which is the ovulation predictor kit, pregnancy brain, on the day of my positive ovulation test, through 4 DPO, so 4 days past ovulation, I was having really bad cramps and diarrhea. And I had mentioned that before in like previous videos. So yeah, that was weird for me. Normally you don't feel good when you ovulate, but this cycle I was like struggling when I was ovulating. So, basically during the 2-week waiting period between getting our positive ovulation test and our positive pregnancy test, I was taking prenatals, and then I used the Ollie brand of prenatals. I like that brand. And then also was drinking fertility tea, which was like the raspberry leaf tea by Pink Stork. So really liked that. That was good for my mentality. So for the first 4 days, I was having cramps and diarrhea after ovulation, and then at 5 DPO, it completely switched. Like, I became so incredibly constipated, like so constipated. And I have like IBS with constipation, I think, so IBS-C. I've been constipated my entire life. TMI, sorry. But this was like insane constipation. Like, yeah, wow. And then bloating, and then severe backaches, which we find out later why I had severe backaches was because I ovulated 5 eggs that cycle. So 6 DPO, the same thing, still really bad constipation. And then I had a dip in my body temperature. 7 DPO, my body temp came back up, and it stayed up until we got our positive pregnancy test, which can be a sign. Some people watch their, body temperature, basal body temperature. So, and then I still had the bloating, constipation, and back pain. By 8 DPO, sorry, I didn't take my heartburn meds this morning. By 8 DPO, I was cranky, emotional, and feeling like blah. Plus, I had really, really dry skin, like flaky. It was like disgusting. It was so flaky. Like my legs, I was like a snake. It was so weird. And then 9 DPO, I still had the constipation, the dry skin, the bloating, difficulty focusing, backaches, headaches, dizziness, neck aches, low motivation, exhaustion, and stomach ache. So I pretty much listed like every symptom under the sun. I don't know if I was just really, really hoping to be pregnant, and just really in tune with my body. I don't know if I was just making some of that up hoping to be pregnant. I don't know, but that's what I felt. So then 10 DPO, and mind you, this, like, I think I started taking pregnancy tests at like 8 DPO, and were getting negatives, but I was having like all of these symptoms I had never had before during my cycles, which doesn't mean anything. You can have, you know, different period symptoms, different cycles. Like, then 10 DPO, pretty much all of that continued. And then I mentioned vivid dreams. Oh, dry mouth. I remember waking up in the middle of the night just like parched, and so I would just like chug water in the middle of the night. And then also a sensitivity to smells that I noticed. And then 11 DPO, we got our positive pregnancy test. So that was really exciting. And then 12 DPO, we confirmed the pregnancy test with labs. I called right after I got the positive pregnancy test, the fertility clinic, and they were able to get me in the next day for a lab draw to confirm pregnancy and check my HCG. And so that was confirmed on 12 DPO. My HCG was 40, and that was also our 2-year anniversary, so like such a God thing. And that was on December 4th, 2023. And then they drew my labs for my HCG again 2 days later to make sure that it was doubling, and it was more than doubling, which was awesome. At 14 DPO, my HCG was 166, so that was really promising. And then at this time, basically, I switched over from the regular Ovia app where I was tracking my menstrual cycles to the pregnancy Ovia app, and I've used the pregnancy Ovia app my entire pregnancy, and I love it so much. There's also a parenting Ovia app, and I downloaded it, but I haven't like really looked into it or anything. But if it's anything like the other Ovia apps I've been using, it'll be amazing too. I've just really, really loved using that app. You're able to just track all of your symptoms. You can insert pictures, you can insert notes, you can track your like pregnancy milestones, you can put in your appointments and then notes about your appointments. There's so much stuff that you can do on both of the apps. But I want to show you now my line progression, my pregnancy test line progression. So we used 2 different types of pregnancy tests, basically, because I wanted to compare them when I would get my positive. And so I used the Easy at Home brand by Amazon, that you just get the Amazon cheapies. And then also from Amazon, there was a Mom Med brand. My overall views, I didn't really like the Mom Med brand. I really liked the Easy at Home pregnancy test because I was using the Easy at Home ovulation tests, and I just really liked those, so I was used to those. Basically, 11 DPO is where we started, and this is kind of gross because, you guys, this is like 7 months old, so it's kind of like yellow and like gross, but I'm going to show you anyways. But yeah, so I'll show you. Okay, so these are the 2 brands that I used, and then you can see 11 DPO. I did not use the Mom Med Amazon brand. And then I used the Easy at Home brand, which is where we got our first positive. And then I also used like First Response, but those are expensive, so I didn't do line progressions for those. But this was our very first positive was this one, and it was 11 DPO, and you can see it's a very, very faint, but it's positive. Any faint line means that it's positive. And then over here, I didn't take one of the mom med ones. I don't even think the positive registered on that one if I did take it, because it didn't register until like 12 DPO. You can kind of see a faint line on 12 DPO, just barely, and that's when we had our confirmation with our labs. My HCG was 40. And then 13 DPO, the mom med finally registered a little pink line. So sorry. And then you can just see, like, they just get darker and darker each day. Again, the Easy at Home was my very, very favorite because probably I'm biased. That was our first positive one that showed up. And then the mom med did good too. It was just like a day behind and the line wasn't as dark. But yeah, I will say too that a lot of the videos I saw on YouTube and that I would watch before we got pregnant were people were getting their positives at like 8 DPO, some even like 6 DPO. So I was really defeated when I didn't get a positive 8 DPO, 9 DPO, 10 DPO, but then a very, very faint line showed up on 11 DPO. So just know that not every body is the same, and you're not gonna have, you really can't compare yourself to other people. I have PCOS, so I didn't know how that would affect like our ovulation timing. My ovulation was delayed than most people I saw on YouTube, so just keep that in mind. That was defeating to me too, but I mean, we're pregnant, so I mean, it works. That's just my body, and that's okay. So just don't hate on your body if your body's not giving you the positives or whatnot around the same time frame that everybody else is getting theirs, because there's a lot of women who are probably just like you in similar circumstances and just don't, you know, videotape or post their stories, and so you just see all of the ones that are like testing really early and stuff, which is very uncommon. But for some reason, those were all the videos that were popping up for me. So it was really reassuring, and I'll remember this going into our next pregnancy if we're lucky enough and blessed to have another pregnancy after this, if everything goes well. But I'll keep that in mind for sure too, to know that I didn't get my faint line until 11 DPO. And who knows, when you actually ovulate and when sperm actually meets egg, it can be, you know, up to 5 days after you ovulate. The OPKs could be wrong and give you like a day early or a day late positive ovulation. And so just keep all those things in mind, that don't count yourself out if you're not getting your positives when other people are getting their positives. So yes, that is that. I plan on trying to upload more videos now that I'm feeling better, and getting more energy, hopefully with iron infusions and all of that. I'm severely anemic, and so been really struggling with energy, struggling a lot with morning sickness the whole pregnancy. But I'll begin, you know, getting iron infusion, so hopefully that will help with my energy level, and my morning sickness has been getting better. So hopefully I'll be able to keep continuing to post more consecutively and like on a timely manner. But thanks for watching, you guys. Bye.